And this is how we start our day. Weighing the anchor. It's a manual, low friends, windlass. Strong arm motor. Why we call it strong arm motor? Because this gives Kim strong arms.
50 clicks on each side. And switch.
Looks pretty glassy. Well, there's not much to see. We're 2 hours into the trip. It is froggy as all get out. Well, not froggy. I guess this is just marine layer. We got a good mile, 2 miles of visibility. It's a little chilly. But we got 8 knots on the beam. Cruising along. So we still got about 6 to 8 knots on the beam. Seas have picked up a little bit. It's a nice little wave right there. Covers up the horizon. Still not much to see. About a mile, mile and a half visibility. Kim's keeping up with her socials, you know. Got to keep your peeps and stay in contact with your peeps. Well, the day has finally arrived. Kim got dolphins on the bow. How was it?
It was awesome. We have been watching and following all of our sailing channels, our favorite ones, and have watched the dolphins under the bow of them so many times. And I so wanted to experience that. And today I got to experience it on our own boat. It was amazing. They were with us for well over an hour. And mom and baby and playing, and so I got some great footage that we'll be able to share with you guys.
Woohoo!
Yay!
And we are under sail, going around the legendary Point Conception. And the seas are still lumpy.
Yes.
Guess what we got? Dolphins! Hey guys! two more of the offshore oil platforms. One way out there. One way out there. Oh yeah, and the seas are still lumpy. Look who's making some tea while underway.
I really enjoy my hot drinks when we're sitting out in the cold temperature.
How's it going down there?
So good. We've actually got all of our stowing and strapping and holding everything in place. We've got it down. It's working really well.
Yep.
Pretty stoked.
All right. It's 40. Oh man.
Hold on.
Yep. Man, that got gnarly fast. We went from sweet sailing 15 to 22, totally manageable, to it ramped up to what, 26. We saw a high gust of 33.8, and boat was just getting knocked around. So we spun around, dropped down to reef 2, and Kim did an amazing job. Jumped on the clutches, cranked everything in, spun the boat back around, and we took this monster wave over the bow. Point Conception is no joke, but it's much more comfortable now for cruising.
We are rounding Point Conception, and that is the Point Conception Historical Landmark and Lighthouse.
Man, Point Conception was nuts, but we're anchored at Coho, and it is awesome. Pass a drink.
That's what we expected. That's what everyone tells us. That's the dreaded Point Conception, is California's Cape of Good Hope.
Yes.
We are at a toss-up as to whether or not that was the most nautical sail so far on this journey, or our trip from Half Moon to Santa Cruz. It's a toss-up. It's a 50-50 on that one.
Coming into Santa Cruz was pretty nuts going around there. It was pretty good.
So what we've come to is Santa Cruz, the waves, the intervals were much shorter, and so they were just hitting you with just relentlessly. And coming around Point Conception, the boat could actually be in the bottom of the trough of the waves.
They were bigger. They were like 8 foot from the bottom of the trough to the top of the next wave. So there was waves breaking. Like there was one coming in that it was breaking at the crest behind the boat. I was like, geez, that's like you could surf that.
And going around Point Conception was the first time that we've had the bow go down at the bottom of the wave and not be able to see the horizon. So that didn't happen on our trip to Santa Cruz either. But it's interesting seeing the difference. So I think they were equally nautical and jiggy.
Time. Yeah, it was a good time.
It was.
Yeah. So next, I'll go show you Coho.
Okay.
This is Coho Bay. That out there is the point. So when we came in, that out there is the wild Point Conception. Rounded the point, and it was relatively calm in here. It was still blowing 18 to 20 knots here in the anchorage till about 11 o'clock at night. Tried to film it last night, but all you could hear was wind. So you got a nice sandy beach over there. There was one other cruiser boat when we got here. Charlie's chart says anchor right in front of the culvert, which is right there. It also says watch out for the trains, which they run across that ridge line about every hour, 2 hours. You got sand dunes, and the whole area is full of kelp beds. So you got to kind of dodge around those as you come in. But it is very pretty. And later on this afternoon, we're taking off for Santa Barbara, which is that way. So from here out, it should be pretty smooth seas.